God says, "My child, listen urgently, for this is not an ordinary message. This is a critical divine revelation sent directly from my throne to reach you before it is too late. Something unprecedented is happening around you. A network is forming in the shadows. A coalition is building in secret places. And you must know the truth before their plans fully materialize. Do not take these words lightly. Do not dismiss this warning as coincidence. Do not set aside this message thinking it is meant for another. I have specifically selected you to receive this revelation at this exact moment because time is of the essence. There are movements happening beyond what your natural eyes can see. There are conversations occurring beyond what your natural ears can hear. There are agreements being made beyond what your natural mind can perceive. And I, the Lord your God, am pulling back the veil to show you what has been carefully hidden from you. 20 people have joined forces against you. 20 individuals have aligned their purposes against your destiny. 20 souls have made a pact that concerns your life, your purpose, and your future. I speak to you now with urgency and clarity so you will not be caught unaware. Something is happening in the shadows surrounding your life. Something is being orchestrated in rooms where your name is spoken. Something is forming in the spiritual realm directly targeting your purpose. 20 people who know your name have gathered. 20 individuals who recognize your potential have conspired. 20 souls who sense your divine assignment have organized opposition. They meet in different circles. They move in different spaces. They operate in different spheres. Yet they have found each other through their common resistance to what you represent. You may not have noticed the full extent of their alliance yet, but the heavens have witnessed every meeting. The angelic realm has observed every conversation. The spiritual watchers have documented every plan. These 20 have been studying your patterns. They have been analyzing your weaknesses. They have been identifying your vulnerabilities. Some are close enough to know your daily habits. Some are positioned to influence your important relationships. Some are strategically placed to impact your forward progress. This is not random opposition. This is not coincidental resistance. This is not unplanned hindrance. This is calculated. This is intentional. This is strategic. The reason I reveal this to you now is not to paralyze you with fear but to position you with knowledge. Not to overwhelm you with anxiety but to arm you with awareness. Not to burden you with suspicion but to equip you with discernment. For the plans crafted in darkness can only maintain their power while hidden, but what is exposed by light loses its advantage of secrecy. These 20 individuals have formed an unusual alliance, my child. They come from different walks of life. They represent different interests. They hold different positions in relation to your world. Some you would recognize immediately. Some you interact with regularly. Some have maintained careful distance while studying your movements. 7 are connected to your daily activities. 5 have influence over resources you require. 8 operate in spiritual opposition beyond the physical realm. They have not gathered in one physical location, for their conspiracy transcends geographical boundaries. They have not signed formal agreements, for their alliance operates through invisible understanding. They have not openly declared their intentions, for their effectiveness depends on your unawareness. You have sensed something wasn't right. You have felt inexplicable resistance. You have noticed unusual patterns of opposition. That was not paranoia. That was not imagination. That was not insecurity. That was your spirit discerning what your natural mind could not yet comprehend. Your intuition was perceiving what I am now confirming. These 20 have been observing you for longer than you realize. They recognized something in you before you fully recognized it in yourself. They identified your calling before you stepped fully into it. They perceived your potential impact before you understood the magnitude of your purpose. What united them was not random chance. What connected them was not coincidental dislike. What bonded them was a shared recognition that your assignment threatens the systems they have built, the control they have established, the influences they have cultivated. 3 operate in your professional sphere, creating unnecessary obstacles. 5 move within your social connections, gathering information and spreading subtle discord. 4 function in financial domains, working to restrict or complicate your resources. 3 are positioned in authority structures relevant to your advancement. 5 work primarily in the spiritual realm, sending confusion, doubt, and fear. The remaining individuals shift between these areas as needed, reinforcing weak points in their strategy against you. They believe their number gives them advantage. They assume their coordination guarantees their success. They trust their secrecy ensures your defeat. But they have miscalculated significantly by not recognizing who stands with you. But my child, do not let your heart be troubled. Do not allow fear to take root in your spirit. Do not permit anxiety to cloud your thinking. For I have not revealed this conspiracy to distress you but to prepare you. Not to weaken your resolve but to strengthen your position. Not to defeat your courage but to develop your strategy. Had I not valued you, I would not have warned you. Had I not treasured you, I would not have exposed their plans. Had I not chosen you, I would not have intervened before their strategy could fully unfold. This revelation is not a sign of your vulnerability but evidence of your importance. Not proof of your weakness but confirmation of your threat to the enemy's agenda. Not an indication of coming defeat but preparation for decisive victory. I am giving you this intelligence from the spiritual realm so you can move with wisdom in the natural realm. I am providing this insight before their plans materialize so you can position yourself strategically. I am equipping you with this foresight so you will recognize their tactics when deployed. 20 may seem numerous to the natural mind. 20 may appear overwhelming to human reasoning. 20 might sound insurmountable to earthly thinking. But 20 conspiring souls are still finite beings with limited perception. 20 human strategies are still restricted by mortal understanding. 20 combined efforts are still constrained by earthly power. Where they plot, I have already countered. Where they coordinate, I have already disrupted. Where they strategize, I have already established superior position. I have assigned heavenly forces specifically to shield you from their full impact. I have positioned divine messengers to intercept and redirect their harmful intentions. I have established spiritual barriers that their plans cannot penetrate without my permission. This revelation comes not to highlight their power but to showcase my protection already in motion on your behalf. This is not the first time you have faced opposition, my child. This is not the first attempt to hinder your progress. This is not the first alliance formed to block your purpose. But this particular conspiracy differs from previous challenges in significant ways you must understand. Previous opposition came from individuals acting independently. Previous resistance lacked coordinated strategy. Previous hindrances were reactive responses to your advancement. But these 20 have established communication networks specifically about you. These 20 have shared their observations to identify patterns in your life. These 20 have contributed different angles of insight to create a comprehensive approach against you. 7 months ago, the first connections were made between 3 key individuals who recognized similar concerns about your growing influence. 5 months ago, their number had grown to 9 through careful recruitment of others who stood to lose position if you advanced. 2 months ago, they solidified their core strategy with all 20 fully engaged. 3 weeks ago, they began implementing the first phase of their plan, testing boundaries and observing your reactions. This conspiracy operates on multiple levels simultaneously. This alliance targets different areas of your life concurrently. This coalition approaches from various angles with synchronized timing. Where other opponents engaged you directly, these operate primarily through proxies. Where previous challengers made their opposition known, these work to maintain plausible separation from outcomes. Where past adversaries focused on external circumstances, these 20 target your internal state, your confidence, clarity, and peace. Most concerning is the spiritual dimension of their alliance. Most significant is the unseen component of their strategy. Most dangerous is the way they have aligned their efforts with principalities that oppose your divine assignment. They have unknowingly made themselves available as access points for spiritual forces that recognize the threat your obedience poses to established darkness. Do you sense the heightened resistance lately? Do you recognize the unusual coordination of obstacles? Do you perceive the strategic nature of the challenges arising? That is because what was once scattered opposition has become organized resistance. What was once occasional hindrance has become systematic obstruction. What was once random difficulty has become calculated interference designed specifically for you. This is the time to be extraordinarily vigilant, my child. This is the time to heighten your spiritual awareness. This is the time to sharpen your discernment beyond normal levels. The 20 will not announce their involvement. The conspirators will not reveal their true intentions. The alliance will not expose their actual motives to you. Watch carefully for these signs of their influence, unusual access being requested to your personal information. Surprising conflicts arising in previously stable relationships. Sudden interest in your activities from unexpected sources. Pay attention when casual conversations repeatedly turn toward revealing your plans. Notice when you feel unusual pressure to disclose details about your next steps. Recognize when new connections seem overly interested in your resources, relationships, or routines. Guard your words with new determination. Protect your plans with increased care. Shield your purposes with greater wisdom. Not everyone who smiles is your ally. Not everyone who offers help has pure intentions. Not everyone who shows interest seeks your welfare. 3 specific areas require your heightened attention now: your private information that could be used to predict your movements, your strategic relationships that provide strength and counsel, your spiritual disciplines that maintain your clarity and discernment. 5 specific tactics these 20 will employ, creating constant distractions to keep you reactive rather than proactive, generating confusion about motives of those around you, isolating you from genuine supporters through manufactured conflicts, presenting time-sensitive opportunities that pull you away from your true focus, introducing subtle discouragement by emphasizing obstacles while minimizing progress. Be especially alert to these warning signals: unexpected betrayal from someone you trusted, simultaneous problems arising in completely different areas of life, unusual technical difficulties affecting your communication or access. These indicate coordinated rather than coincidental opposition. Your vigilance is not paranoia. Your caution is not fear. Your discernment is not suspicion. It is wisdom operating in response to revealed reality. Even as these 20 develop their strategies, I am implementing my superior counterplan. Even as they coordinate their efforts, I am orchestrating circumstances beyond their awareness. Even as they believe they are gaining advantage, I am positioning you for unprecedented breakthrough. For every person aligned against you, I have assigned 2 heavenly defenders. For every strategy they devise, I have prepared 3 divine alternatives. For every access point they believe they have established, I have created multiple new pathways exclusively for you. Before they conceived their first thought against you, I had already charted your path around their opposition. While they were recruiting allies to their cause, I was positioning divine assistance beyond their detection. As they were analyzing your weaknesses, I was arranging situations to develop your precise strengths needed for this season. Their vision extends only to what they can see in the natural. Their understanding reaches only as far as human reasoning allows. Their power touches only what physical influence enables. But my vision encompasses the end from the beginning. My understanding transcends time and physical limitations. My power operates unrestricted in both seen and unseen realms. I am redirecting conversations when the 20 attempt to gather information against you. I am bringing confusion to their communication systems when they try to coordinate. I am causing disagreement among them regarding the best approach to undermine you. 7 of the 20 already harbor doubts about the morality of their involvement. 4 have begun to worry about potential consequences to themselves. 3 have started recognizing contradictions in the group's reasoning about you. I am simultaneously strengthening connections with your genuine allies. I am supernaturally highlighting those whose loyalty is authentic. I am divinely inspiring timely wisdom from counselors who truly seek your welfare. Key individuals are being positioned to come alongside you who carry specific insight for this exact season. What the 20 intended for your harm, I am already transforming into your advancement. What they designed for your confusion, I am converting into greater clarity. What they deployed for your isolation, I am using to connect you with your true support system. You are not facing these 20 alone, my beloved child. You have never been abandoned to handle opposition by yourself. You have never stood unaccompanied against those who scheme against you. Even in the moments when isolation felt most intense. Even during seasons when betrayal cut most deeply. Even through circumstances when support seemed completely absent. I have witnessed every tear shed in private confusion. I have heard every prayer whispered in uncertain darkness. I have felt every heartbeat that pounded with anxious concern. Not a single moment of your struggle has escaped my attention. Not one instance of your pain has missed my compassion. Not any portion of your journey has lacked my presence. The 20 believe they observe you fully, but they see only fragments through limited perspective. They think they understand your vulnerabilities, but they perceive merely the surface of a depth they cannot fathom. They assume they comprehend your resources, but they recognize only physical assets while remaining blind to your spiritual capital. When uncertainty about who to trust weighs heavily, I am your perfect discernment. When confusion about your next step clouds your thinking, I am your reliable guidance. When weariness from constant vigilance drains your strength, I am your renewing power. You have been prepared for this moment through every previous challenge that seemed overwhelming yet developed your resilience. You have been equipped for this season through every prior disappointment that appeared devastating yet established your endurance. You have been positioned for this victory through every past setback that felt defeating yet constructed your wisdom. What feels like opposition beyond your capacity is actually the setup for demonstration of my power beyond human expectation. What appears as conspiracy too complex to navigate is precisely the background for wisdom that will leave others in awe. What seems like coordination too strategic to overcome is exactly the scenario where divine intervention will be unmistakably evident. I will not allow any weapon crafted by these 20 to achieve its full intention against you. I will not permit any word spoken in their secret meetings to accomplish its designed harm. I will not accept any curse projected toward your purpose to land upon your life. For I am your shield, your defender, your protective covering against both seen and unseen forces. When they arrange for doors to close unexpectedly, I will simultaneously open superior pathways they cannot block. When they orchestrate for resources to be withheld strategically, I will release provision through channels they cannot monitor. When they coordinate attacks against your reputation, I will establish your character more firmly in places of true importance. The spiritual authorities they have unknowingly aligned with cannot stand against my declared word over you. The principalities they have inadvertently partnered with cannot overcome my established purpose for you. The powers they have unintentionally invited cannot supersede my divine assignment upon you. I am establishing a boundary around your mind that confusion cannot penetrate. I am creating a shield around your heart that discouragement cannot breach. I am forming a protection around your spirit that deception cannot infiltrate. The clarity you require will flow unhindered. The discernment you need will function precisely. The wisdom you seek will arrive punctually. Within 90 days, 3 of the 20 will remove themselves from involvement as their conscience awakens to the true nature of their actions. Within 6 months, 5 more will distance themselves as they observe unexpected outcomes contrary to their intentions. Within a year, the coordinated effort of all 20 will have fractured beyond repair as my protection manifests consistently around you. Watch for these signs of my protection becoming visible, conversations meant to harm you mysteriously redirected to beneficial outcomes. Resources intended to be blocked suddenly appearing through unexpected sources. Relationships targeted for division inexplicably strengthened through the very circumstances designed to damage them. The 20 gathered against you are vastly outnumbered by the heavenly host positioned around you. Their limited strategy is thoroughly overshadowed by divine intelligence guiding your steps. Their temporary alliance is completely outmatched by eternal promises established over your life. You have been chosen to receive this revelation because your assignment carries significance beyond what you have yet recognized. You have been selected for this divine intelligence because your purpose threatens systems that have remained unchallenged for generations. You have been entrusted with this knowledge because your obedience will initiate ripple effects in both seen and unseen realms. This opposition does not indicate failure but confirms importance. This resistance does not reveal weakness but validates threat to established darkness. This conspiracy does not demonstrate abandonment but highlights divine investment in your assignment. The 20 have discerned something about your potential that you yourself have not fully comprehended. The conspirators have recognized an authority within your calling that you have not completely stepped into. The Alliance has perceived an influence in your future that you have yet to fully envision. I am revealing their organized resistance precisely when you are approaching significant breakthrough. I am exposing their coordinated efforts exactly as you prepare to enter new territory. I am uncovering their strategic opposition specifically as you stand at the threshold of expanded influence. 5 specific assignments connected to your purpose have drawn their concentrated attention: your ability to bring revelation that dismantles deception, your capacity to establish connections that bridge divided communities, your gift for creating paths where obstacles have prevented progress, your insight that transforms confusion into clarity, your presence that catalyzes courage in others to similarly stand. This message reaches you now, at this moment, because the coming 90 days represent a critical window of implementation for your next steps. This warning arrives in this season because decisions you will make in the next 6 months carry amplified significance for your assignment. This intelligence comes at this time because your awareness directly impacts the effectiveness of specific divine opportunities being arranged for your advancement. What seems like elevated opposition is actually confirmation of imminent elevation in influence and authority connected to your purpose. The confusion these 20 have intentionally created will soon transform into unprecedented clarity for you. The uncertainty their actions have generated will shortly develop into unshakable confidence within you. The questions their interference has produced will rapidly evolve into definitive discernment through you. I am releasing divine insight that will illuminate what was previously hidden. I am providing supernatural perception that will identify true motives previously concealed. I am granting spiritual intelligence that will distinguish genuine allies from strategic imposters. People whose loyalty seemed uncertain will soon reveal their true positions undeniably. Situations that appeared randomly problematic will soon display obvious patterns of interference. Resources that were mysteriously restricted will soon show clear evidence of deliberate obstruction. You will begin recognizing specific conversational tactics designed to extract information rather than offer support. You will start perceiving particular behavioral patterns that indicate connection to this conspiracy rather than genuine interest. You will commence identifying distinct situational setups intended to provoke reaction rather than promote progress. Within 40 days, 3 specific incidents will occur that expose connections previously invisible to you. Within 70 days, a conversation will happen where inconsistencies reveal coordinated efforts rather than individual concerns. Within 100 days, documentary evidence will emerge proving collaborative action against your interests. The 20 believe their different positions provide perfect coverage for their activities. The conspirators assume their varied locations ensure undetectable coordination. The alliance trusts their diverse backgrounds guarantee imperceptible connection. But I am bringing to light exactly what they have worked hardest to keep hidden. What has felt like paranoia will be validated as accurate perception. What has seemed like overthinking will be confirmed as spiritual discernment. What has appeared as unnecessary caution will be established as divine protection guiding your decisions. You will not remain in confusion. You will not continue in uncertainty. You will not persist in questioning what is happening around you. Clarity comes now with divine precision, revealing exactly what you need to see when you need to see it. My child, stand firmly in the certainty of my revelation. Move boldly with the confidence of my protection. Proceed wisely with the strategy of my guidance. This is not the time for hesitation based on partial understanding. This is not the moment for retreat due to visible opposition. This is not the season for paralysis because of revealed hostility. Maintain careful documentation of unusual interactions. Preserve detailed records of suspicious coincidences. Keep thorough accounts of extraordinary obstacles that align with patterns revealed. Adjust your communication to operate with greater discretion. Modify your information sharing to function with increased wisdom. Adapt your relationship boundaries to exist with enhanced discernment. When making decisions, pause for divine confirmation before proceeding. When sharing information, wait for spiritual clearance before disclosing. When forming connections, seek heavenly insight before trusting. I have not given you a spirit of fear but of power, love, and sound judgment. I have not revealed this conspiracy to immobilize you but to mobilize you with greater effectiveness. I have not exposed this opposition to diminish your confidence but to direct your movements with superior strategy. Do not obsess over identifying each member of the 20. Do not exhaust yourself analyzing their every possible action. Do not drain your energy attempting to counter each potential move. Focus instead on staying aligned with my perfect guidance. Concentrate rather on remaining attuned to my precise direction. Center yourself on abiding in my complete protection. Your strength against these 20 comes not from understanding every detail of their plan but from walking in moment-by-moment obedience to my voice. Do not allow this revelation to distract you from your primary purpose. Do not permit this knowledge to divert you from your central assignment. Do not let this intelligence detour you from your essential calling. The 20 would consider it victory if their existence merely redirected your focus from your divine mandate to their human opposition. This conspiracy, though real, must not become your obsession. This opposition, though significant, must not become your preoccupation. This alliance, though active, must not become your fascination. Your purpose remains unchanged. Your assignment continues unaltered. Your calling stands unmodified. 3 major distractions will present themselves as reasonable responses: the temptation to invest excessive energy in identifying each conspirator, which depletes your strength without proportional benefit. The inclination to become suspicious of all relationships, which damages genuine connections crucial to your support system. The tendency to hesitate on important forward movement, which delays your progress exactly as the 20 intended. Some will tell you to ignore this revelation entirely. Some will suggest you're overreacting to normal challenges. Some will imply this understanding is merely imagination. Recognize these dismissals may come from the 20 attempting to nullify the advantage this awareness provides you. Others will encourage extreme reactions that serve their purposes. Others will recommend confrontations that create helpful distractions. Others will suggest exposures that actually diminish your credibility. Discern carefully between genuine counsel and manipulated guidance. Maintain this divine revelation in proper perspective, significant enough to inform your discernment but subsidiary to your primary purpose. Keep this understanding in appropriate proportion, important enough to enhance your wisdom but secondary to your central assignment. No matter how coordinated these 20 may be, I am infinitely more orchestrated in my protection over you. No matter how strategic their planning appears, I am eternally more precise in my guidance for you. No matter how determined their opposition seems, I am immeasurably more resolved in my purpose through you. These 20 operate with human limitations. These conspirators function with earthly constraints. These opponents work with temporal restrictions. But I move with unlimited authority. I function with boundless resources. I work with eternal perspective. Take these words deeply into your spirit, my child. Plant this revelation firmly in your understanding. Anchor this knowledge securely in your consciousness. For this message comes not to burden you with awareness but to free you through foreknowledge. Not to restrict you with caution but to release you through wisdom. Not to limit you with fear but to liberate you through strategic understanding. The very fact that I have chosen to reveal this conspiracy testifies to your importance in my purposes. The specific detail I have provided confirms your significance in my plans. The precise intelligence I have given validates your position in my kingdom advancement. You now move forward with advantages the 20 cannot comprehend. You now proceed with insight the conspirators cannot anticipate. You now advance with protection the alliance cannot penetrate. Remember always, their gathering against you has not escaped my notice. Their conspiracy against you has not exceeded my control. Their opposition against you will not overcome my purpose. For what I have purposed shall stand, what I have spoken shall come to pass, and what I have begun in you shall be completed regardless of who aligns themselves against it.